Alright, let's do it. So, Pirates, this deck has a lot of parallels to the mono blue deck that exists in the format, the mono blue tempo deck. I think this deck tends to be a little bit favored against mono blue because post-board, we get to bring in cards like Fungal Infection and Cast Down as removal spells, in addition to things like Hostage Taker being reasonably potent. I made a small change to this deck from the last time we played it, people that I'm following. I swapped the 2 Ops out of the main deck for a 3rd Hostage Taker and a Spell Pierce, just because I think this card's really well positioned in the format. Not only is it good against the aggro decks that exist, but this card's also very good against the various Krasis decks in the format, because even if they kill your Hostage Taker after you take a Krasis before you can cast it, the Krasis just comes back in as a 0/0 and dies immediately. So, let's dive into some matches. It's one of my favorite decks last season. It actually didn't get any cards in RNA to make it better, but I think this deck's still very reasonable. Last time we played it, we had a pretty reasonable record. Is there a format that you'll play more outside of a tournament? I don't know what you mean by that question, Gord. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. How would I compare this to Mono Blue Tempo? This is like Mono Blue Tempo that's able to interact with the board. So when things resolve, you're less screwed. I also think this deck has more sources of card advantage. So, like, this deck gives up the closing power of Tempest Shin for more ways to generate card advantage and interaction. So it's better. No, it's different. It's definitely less aggressive because it doesn't have Jhin in it. I really don't care about the artwork on my Magic cards. It's not really why I play Magic. Correct. This is looking at Mono Blue and saying, what problems does this have? Can we solve them by making these changes? I think I just take this hit. Dire Fleet Poisoner's looking real good here. It's going to flash in and ambush this inside of combat. So this will ambush this inside of combat, and then it'll trade with the Ajani's Pridemate the following turn, which is nice. Yep. They're like in the tank about what me passing with mana up and not countering their Pridemate means. Because I'm sure they were expecting a counterspell there. So like when I don't have a counterspell, like alarm bells go off in their head and they start thinking about other things. I mean, the no counter there could even be something as simple as a dive down, right? Do you have other things that you enjoy for its collectability? No, I don't really collect things just to collect things. It's just not my cup of tea. I think just leaving things nice to look at on a shelf is, like, kind of silly. Life Guardian with the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. I appreciate it. I just want to leave up another Dire Fleet Poisoner here rather than playing Fathom Fleet Captain. I wonder if they just got disconnected because they did time out there. Nope, they're back. I mean, we don't really know that they're ghosting, right? Like, even if they know Dire Fleet Poisoner's there, like, they probably attacking the Pridemate, right? Cat on the keyboard, doorbell rang, needed to run to the restroom, like... There's no reason to assume that they're like watching us play. Yeah, we have to say ghosting because we have a ghost emote. It's on flavor, but I think a lot of people jump to the conclusion of ghosting much too early. Their pizza might have showed up. Yep, and you know, like in the UK, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock, right? Almost dinner time. I don't understand. They've timed out twice in a row now. Why didn't they lose the match? Don't you usually lose after you time out twice in a row? They might just be having connection issues in and out, yeah. Speaking of food, Matthew said he's gonna bring me lunch today because he's the greatest. This is actually one of my sponsors for the stream, Neo. They are candy protein bars. They're really good, actually. My hand's pretty okay. They've got, like, a bunch of pretty reasonable magic cards. We're looking for a way to generate card advantage. I think I Thought Erasure here. I think I would Thought Erasure here. No, Wizard of the Coast doesn't give me anything. I spend about $250 every set. This is my job. I think I'm supposed to do this just because they could be a creature deck. And like if they have a Judith next turn, I would like to take that away. Second Tithe-Taker. Tithe-Taker is also incredibly annoying for us. Card's real good against our flashy stuff. I think playing 4 copies of Expansion and 4 color gates is unnecessary and clunky. Alright. Reading Fathom Fleet Captain. I missed a point of damage with Poisoner. I totally did. Probably doesn't matter, but you are right that I did. Do I trade Fathom Fleet Captain for 2 1/1s? I don't think so. Can I just play this and pass? Oh, could a mod fix that? I meant for that to be a timeout. Wow, Unbreakable Formation and Heroic Reinforcements. They got lots of ways to pump. That's aggressive. I think I just do this. If I block nothing here, I can hit them with Fathom Fleet Captain on the backswing and make a 2/2. Puggo War, thank you with the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping it around. Yeah, actually, I'm just going to say no blocks here, and then next turn I can attack with this and not have it die. Now I have 3 blockers. Oh, they can sack and block with Pontiff. I think I'm okay with that, because then they're like giving up something for the sake of really not getting a whole lot back, because they're still trading on the back half too. So you're right, they can sack with Pontiff, and like they could even sack and like double block the Siren Stormtamer here, which I think is still okay for us. Like, if they want to double block this, I think this puts us in a good spot. Like, Sans them ripping a Heroic Reinforcements or another Unbreakable Formation, we're ahead at the moment. Pretty likely a break, but just wanted to get my surveil in. So if I attack with this, I'm trading it for a Hunted Witness at this point, which is not a good exchange for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just attack with Siren Stormtamer. So we're looking for our card advantage spells or a counter spell. They're looking for Heroic Reinforcements and Unbreakable Formation. This lets them shoot Fathom Fleet Captain. He's dead. I think I'm okay trading this for these front halves here. Eventually they'll just run out of gas. The other thing worth noting is that my opponent has live draws as removal spells too, just because one of their better cards is sitting under Kitesail Freebooter here. Yeah, Pontiff's been very good for them here, for sure. I have to just take a hit next turn, I think. How good would Hostage Taker be as a rip here? Hey, Fuzzy, thanks for shipping your Twitch Prime this way. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. That's probably lethal. You don't like Hostage Taker this turn. So I want to leave my discard in as Disruption. The counter spells seem pretty exceptionally bad against their pile of Tithe Takers, though, so Dispersal's definitely coming out here. Fungal Infection and Cast Down seems super reasonable. Hostage Taker seems great. Spell Pierce seems mediocre for the same reason. Lookouts Dispersal is bad. Fathom Fleet Captain's probably not great here because of how wide they go on the ground. This leaves me at 20 creatures. I probably don't mind having Deadeye Tracker in my deck. Plaguecrafter's pretty bad. Yeah, this seems fine. Now, I think Dive Down's still good enough. Even at 2 mana, Dive Down's like a pretty reasonable Magic card. And Dive Down can be used on my turn as combat tricks to great effect sometimes as well. That's true. If game 2 goes the same as game 1, Tracker will have time to grow. There's also a chance that like they have things like Gutter Bones that go to their graveyard, so being able to exile those is meaningful. It might even be a double Tracker game matchup, actually. Opponent's deck isn't really a thing, and neither is ours, so I haven't played this matchup before. Played this deck a good bit last season, but only once this season so far. It's our second time diving into it. Hey, what's going on, Slay? Welcome to a stream. Yeah, I do this, I do Magic stuff full-time now. Here, 30, 40, sometimes 50 hours a week. Arena's great. It's done a lot of great things for Magic. Like a real video game. Get a little shuffle cam while we wait for the opponent. I love a good little riffle and bridge. Eagle Shank with the 4-month resub. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate that. I just have a random pile of Magic cards that I keep on my deck with the explicit purpose to shuffle and stress test the sponsor sleeves. These are the BCW Elite 2s, which have held up pretty well. They've held up as well as the regular Elites, which were great. So they're a little bit taller and have the black backing, which is nice upgrades. Wonder if this opponent had a disconnect issue as well. Are we disconnected? Our opponent before this disconnected. I feel like I should probably restart. Speaking of sponsors, I'm gonna pull them up and restart just to make sure we're not disconnected. I think Arena's good about telling you when you're disconnected, but I'm a little paranoid, so I'm gonna go ahead and kick it. Ewok, thanks for the half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, they're really good, and the price point on them is fantastic. Like, you can't really beat $8 for 100 sleeves, especially when it's a good quality sleeve. This hand's really good with a blue source. I wonder if we were actually the one disconnected. Yeah, I think we were disconnected because we didn't sideboard. I definitely sideboarded this card out. Yeah, the viewer numbers just don't lie. My Magic Arena numbers are just like 200%, 100 to 200% better than Magic Online. Yeah, it definitely didn't tell me I was disconnected there either, which sucks. I don't really know how to like tell, so like kind of feels bad. Tumbledwire, thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Well, their hand is slow and awkward, so we got that going for us. If we rip a blue source here, this hand's quite good. Alright, it's also like a fine draw. If I considered cashing out of MTGO, I don't have anything cashed into MTGO. The only thing I own on Magic Online is tickets to play leagues with. Yeah, Thief of Sanity's not a pirate, it's just a good Magic card. Don't be a slave to your theme, chat. Just put good cards in your deck. Yep. I think we're probably dead here at this point. The Legion Warboss was a good draw, and wow, that's aggressive. How do I have cards if I don't know anything on Magic Online? I have a sponsor for Magic Online, MTGO Traders. You can borrow cards on Magic Online because it is a secondary economy. Temple of Tilt. That's fine. We didn't have board cards anyways. Definitely a matchup where like this could have been like a removal spell post board, which would be nice. Alright. Onward, upward, backward, forward. I think even if that had been an untapped blue source, we probably would have died there. So a little bit too late. Yeah, that's like the actual theme of the deck lands, but like people see it's called pirates, they're like, well, this isn't a pirate, so why do you play the non-pirate? So like, well, it's just like a good card in our colors, so like play good cards basically. Oh, 2 color decks. Buckian, thank you for the Prime support, I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Someone asked earlier if this was a strict upgrade to mono blue, and I definitely said the answer was no. It's definitely trade-offs. Like, the raw power level card for card what we're doing is probably better, but you're definitely less consistent than a monocolor deck, right? Double Thought Erasure. Well, that's unfortunate. I get to take my toy away. Please play hero. Please play hero. Yeah, sweet. All right. Let's do it. I wonder if because I have the 4th land of the Siren Stormtamer, if I'm supposed to go Kitesail Freebooter Stormtamer. So, like, I assume I'm losing my Stormtamer here. Yeah. They should probably keep that land on top, because my Thief of Sanity is about to hit them. No box. Like that offer there, pretty low to take that trade. All right, let's do it. You always want to draw a card from your deck before you take a card off of theirs, because the card we draw off of our deck could impact what we want to do. I guess there might be merit to just like discarding the Freebooter next turn to their Bellhaunt. Oh, they drew Seraph of the Scales. That's unfortunate. That's gonna stonewall our... Wait, what? Oh, they drew a removal spell? That seems really loose. Why wouldn't you just put a blocker down? Just attack with all is also probably a misclick. I feel like you just want a blocker there. We already played the Trump deck this morning, Tumbledwire. So you're a sub. You can actually watch the replay on my... Ooh, that's a good one. Hostage Taker is so good in this format, it's kind of unreal. It's kind of unreal how good it is. It's quite possible there should just be 4 Hostage Takers in my main deck. Yoink. There's so many cards that let us utilize the Yoink emote in this format, and it's glorious. I wonder if so I made a mistake. I should have hit them with this Kitesail Freebooter, because now the Bellhaunt's not lethal next turn, because of the Bellhaunt, I don't have lethal next turn. So if I would have hit them with this, they'd be at 8, and I have 8 flying power. So they're probably still dead, and they concluded that, but like, I definitely should have hit them with the other 1/2 last turn. Cast Down is great here. Hostage Taker is great. Spell Pierce is a little bit less than ideal. And Fathom Fleet Captain's really bad against a deck that's going to be coming up the ground. Fungal Infections is not quite fantastic here. I don't think this is a Disdainful Stroke matchup. I think I'd rather just have the Lookout's Dispersal so they're a little bit more flexible. The Trump deck was, in fact, just a hot mess. Twas in fact, just a hot mess. This hand fine. It's fine. Needs would like a third land, but pretty reasonable otherwise. No, the Trump deck was much more nuanced than just the low-hanging fruit of playing walls, okay? The Trump deck involved walls and emergency power and disinformation campaign. Sinister Sabotage, Dream Eater. There's a lot of on-flavor card names for the Trump theme deck, okay? It's like an onion, Chad. It's got layers. All right, so they left 2 cards on top, which tells me they're gonna hit a land next turn. Do I jam a Thief of Sanity? What are the odds their land is tapped next turn? Because they've played mono-tapped lands. What are the odds there's a basic? If I play this Thief of Sanity and they play Hostage Taker, I'm going to be really sad, but I don't have a guaranteed 4th land, so I think I'm supposed to make them have it. Just John, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Sweet. They don't have it. All right. Onward, upward, backward, forward. They kept a removal spell instead of a 4th land. Thief of their own. Yep. Alright, so this game is probably over at this point. I get to cast down this and hit them. Oh, I missed Deputy of Detentions. There's so many good Esper cards. So many good Esper cards. Right, I'm going to take Thought Erasure, but I'm not playing Thought Erasure this turn because I want to hold up Lookout's Dispersal / Dive Down. So play your thing. I'll counter it. Actually, I just dive down this one, right? I don't care about anything else. This is a dive down. I want to save this for a flying blocker, I think, here. Oh, yo, dog. We can Hostage Taker their Hostage Taker. All right, yeah. Man, their deck's pretty good. Their deck's pretty good. Hero, sure. They like 1000% your removal spell here, right? Stop it. This is why I didn't play the Dire Fleet Poisoner at end of turn, because I was pretty confident they drew. Oh, I love this deck. This deck's probably not tier 1, but I love the play patterns that this deck generates. They're just wonderful. Just like, no, stop it. No, stop it. No, stop it. Alright, I think I just jammed this. Just like put lethal into play in the air. No blocks. Yep. Alright, and that should be a lock with the Lookout's Dispersal, right? Yeah. Needs arcane adaptation so Thief can be a pirate. Lol. Alright, onward, upward, backward, forward. Good game, Steve here. The real question, chat, is what do I want? What do I want for lunch? Matt works near Portillo's, so maybe that's the play. Is Portillo's? Portillo's is always the play, right? Good opponent, Mungo. I appreciate the folks that tab out when they queue into us and we're playing. Y'all rock. Yeah, I think I'm in for Thought Erasure. Yikes. This matchup's probably really bad for us. Huh. All of these things are problems. I guess I have Spell Pierce to cover Rhythm. I think I take one of the Angels. It's probably Lyra. I definitely can't win through a Lyra. My goal is to draw a land next turn so I can play Fathom Fleet Captain plus hold up Spell Pierce. Which would be ideal. Now I need a land so I can Lookout's Dispersal the Aurelia. Feels bad, man. Their veggie selection's very tiny. I'm a Junkatarian. I eat a lot of garbage food. I like Portillo's because I like, you know, get like cheese fries and stuff. Second Rhythm off the top is probably Lights Out. And this is the problem with playing. The deck that I'm playing is what I would classify as like a metagame deck. It's a deck that's like really good in some matchups, but not fantastic against some of these more fringe decks. So if you're not hitting into like the Sultais of the world, you're gonna have a bad time. Hey, Nicole, thanks for the 2/3 of the year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, so you're gonna get attacked for 4 here. I didn't counter that because I can't counter their creature spells. Okay, we could potentially race here. So like this has Menace, these have Menace. If they play History next turn, I get to Lookout's Dispersal them. This has Death Touch. Yeah, I think they identified that we're going to race them. So go. If they play a creature I can't counter, I get to just take this. I get to play Dire Fleet Poisoner. History is their best chance of dealing with my Menace threats. If they don't have a Deafening Clarion, they probably can't get back in this game. I think I actually just play this now, and I'm playing this pre-combat because this way I get to make another pirate. If I play this inside of combat, I don't get to make another pirate. I don't think I can beat a Deafening Clarion this game, so I'm just not playing around it. Oh, that was gas. That was gasoline. That was sweet. Okay, I'm kind of excited. So previously I had like some Price of Fames in my sideboard for killing giant angels. This deck is really not good at dealing with legendary angels, as you can see. Like our kill target thing spell of choice is Cast Down, which is kind of not good here. I'm gonna trim Spell Pierce. I think I'm gonna leave in 2 Lookouts Dispersals just because I expect them to not always have Rhythm, and some of the time they're still gonna have things like History to counter as well. Now I think Stroke is much worse than Lookouts Dispersal. Stroke, now because of Rhythm, I think Stroke is not worth bringing in. Congrats, Mikey. I think I'd rather have discard spells. I think leaving a couple of these in are better than my other choices, but now, I think Dive Down's very good because it's a combat trick and it saves my creatures from things like Deafening Clarion. Read Rhythm of the Wild. So you understand what Lookouts Dispersal does. You're missing the enchantment my opponent had in play, Courtney. It's a pretty easy mulligan again, just like 2 colors not free. This hand's very reasonable depending on what their blocking situation looks like. Thought Erasure is excellent. I don't really care about my win-loss percentage, though. That's sweet. Data's fun. It's not a metric that I really care about, though. For showcasing deck list, open source, or hosted, it's actually not public. I'm not sure if the Stream Decker folks hand out API keys for people that are looking for them, but it's definitely not public at the moment. So, I have to make a decision. Do I take Lava Coil and play... I think I take Coil and just play Thief next turn. This does mean I'm resigning myself to Rhythm coming down, which feels bad, but I think getting Thief online and stealing their big plays is where I want to be. If they, like, have a flying blocker next turn, I'm kind of up a creek without a paddle, but I think my best chance to win this game definitely involves getting in with this Thief of Sanity. I don't know. I think I can race. Like, if they don't have a blocker here, I can definitely race with Thief of Sanity. If they have, like, an Aurelia here, though, I'm probably dumpstered. Or if they, like, drew another removal spell. But again, you have to ask yourself, like, are we playing to not lose or are we playing to win? And I think the play to win line is get Thief of Sanity going. Deal. My hand's real bad. Enjoy. I guess Dire Fleet Poisoner's okay here. See, the nice thing about this is we don't really have good cards in our deck in this situation, but their deck probably has cards in it that are good in this situation. So let's just borrow from them, shall we? Now, if they had Aurelia, it definitely would have come down pre-combat. That's actually a good hit. It means that I have some protection for this. Just need to not get raced here, which might be... Come on! Come on! Ugh. Magic's a low variance game. Probably not chump blocking with that. Let's do this. Yeah, you're right. I should snap, take a land there to give away less information, but it's better television if I pause and complain. You need to understand that there's TV equity in the lines that I take here. So I could have played this just to surveil 1, but I'd much rather leave up Siren Stormtamer, because Siren Stormtamer is able to counter a removal spell if they draw 1. So this coming in as a 3/3 is like kind of okay for me, because it means Growl Spellbreaker just eats it in combat. So like they don't really have good attacks here. Plaguecrafter's not a terrible draw. But actually, I'm probably binning the Siren Stormtamer to the Plaguecrafter. We'll see what we draw here for the turn. Lyra. Well, that's a real easy. All right, please, dear opponent, please draw brick. Please draw brick. Please draw brick. All right, and that's, you know, sometimes I definitely think that matchup can be hard for this deck, but hard doesn't mean impossible, right? Like, we definitely have tools to be successful, especially when they have tools that we can borrow. I can't play lands that I take with Thief of Sanity. Arena. Wakey, wakey. Are we having some server issues? Oh, what's going on here? There's supposed to be a picture of something here, right? This is I'm gonna restart really quick. I've been bad about chilling today because I'm still medium sick. These people are great. Buy their stuff. These people are also great. Buy their stuff. Hey, deck suggestions for Modern as well? Yeah, it's more expensive to submit MTGO decks though. All the details on deck submissions can be found here. The first Thief of Sanity Hitmongo was triple land for us. The first Thief of Sanity hit was triple land. When we binned 2 lands, we took a third. Yeah, when I play more casual video games off stream, it usually involves like aiming poorly in Overwatch. Actually, when I play Overwatch, I tend to play characters that don't have to aim. Yikes. Spells would be good at some point. Yeah, that's the other part, Chris. If I'm playing Magic, I might as well be streaming it. More content for the content gods. Am I about to get Ravenous Chupacabra here? Or Vraska's Contempted, perhaps? What's going on, Cranky Cooley? Thanks for the 4 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me around. That's a good draw. This is like our 4th match and we haven't had a Curious Obsession game yet. I guess against Esper we kind of had a Curious Obsession game. Ooh, that was a good one. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, this deck plays a lot of odd ones, Bungo, for sure. I love playing this deck against Sultai. The Krasis make it a little bit tricky sometimes, but in general, this deck's got such a good Sultai matchup. Especially with 4 Hostage Taker post board, the Krasis isn't quite the end of the world. If they go land Krasis here, though, we could be in a little bit of trouble. But if they don't have Krasis this turn, we're gonna dumpster them. Just, like, not close. Sure. Wow, their hand is bad. Yeah, Curious Obsession on the Menace guy is A+. Vraska's Contempt. That one's not good enough. Oh. Oh, they didn't realize that I'm going to take their card. It's yoink. Oh. Did you want that? Because I want that. I think that was the realization there. Hey, Roadkill, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub and for 16 months at that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, so I like Fungal Infection in this matchup. I like Hostage Taker in this matchup. What are my 3 cuts usually? Maybe Fungal Infection isn't good enough anymore. Once upon a time, I used to board out Hostage Taker against green-black, but since they have Crisis now, that dynamic has changed. Yeah, maybe the Fungals just aren't good enough. I like the rest of the cards they have here. Yeah, I'm just not going to board the Fungals in. Just going to go ahead and swap the Pierce for the 4th Taker. So, Fathom Fleet Captain puts the opponent in this weird spot where they have to choose between leaving back enough creatures to block my Menace threat versus actually pressuring me. So while Fathom Fleet Captain often has a hard time actually getting in, he generally helps us win races in a nice manner. So I like leaving him in. Alright, what do you got? Please Assassin's Trophy me. Just a cast down. Rats. Alright, what else you got? No more removal spells. Deal. So next turn we'll play Thief of Sanity, and hopefully we'll run him out of the game. Yeah, I think Arena's having some connection issues today for sure. To duress or not to duress? That is the question. They can Crisis for 2, but if I rip a land, I get to Hostage Taker them, so it's definitely just Thief of Sanity this turn. And if they Crisis for 2, I strap it up with Curious Obsession, and then it just has to chump block, right? Yeah, no blocks here. So I'm actually just gonna Curious Obsession here so I can leave up Lookout's Dispersal. Since I drew the land. Wow, they just took the hit. Alright, deal. Come on. Come on. Maybe I'm just supposed to let that resolve and just, like, play something else. Keeping them out of my information seems valuable, though. Dive Down's a great draw. Dive Down's such a messed up Magic card. It's so good. Land is also great. Oh, backup Thief of Sanity. Don't mind if it does. Don't mind if it does. Do I just take their Jade Light here? I think I just take their Jade Light. Yoink. Yeah, this deck snowballs extremely hard. It's very, very good at getting down. Yeah, I think White Weenie's very good, Mikey. It's one of the best archetypes in the format. Dive Down is great in walls, because like Giant Growth there as well. Steal, yo cards, tribal. Think I have to keep a non-black source there. Yeah, this deck has a hard time against white weenie and a hard time against like red aggro, but it's very good against Nexus of Fate decks, and it's very good against control and mid-range. I think I'm just supposed to jam this here. Drop me a message from the place the donation came from. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the matchups are similar to Mono Blue. Concur with that. I think your bad matchups are a little bit less bad. I think this deck pulls closer to center, if that makes sense. So, like, your matchups that are good are slightly less good than Mono Blue's good matchups, but your matchups that are bad are also less bad. So again, I'm intentionally playing this pre-combat, so I have a pirate in play when I declare my attacker, so I can make a 2-2. We're gonna have a hard time against Finality this game, but outside of Finality, we're getting set up pretty well here. I have no idea about how anything on Arena like that works with updates. If you're having bugs, I'd encourage you to report your issues on an official Arena forum, not on a random Twitch stream. Especially not on a Twitch stream that's not sponsored or endorsed by Wizards of the Coast in any way. Hostage Taker is everywhere right now because of this card. Hydroid Krasis, when it gets taken by Hostage Taker, even if they kill my Hostage Taker before I can cast this still just comes back as a 0/0, being removed effectively. So, Hostage Taker is better because this card is in the format. Why is the Krasis? What? That's fine. We'll concede. I need an adult. Help! I need an adult. Please. Someone send help, please. Yeah, definitely some squirrels in the build that they updated yesterday. In addition to the issues with the launcher. Known bug from the update. Got it. Hey, thanks, Ark. I appreciate it. Good to have you here in the meantime. Hope you're having a good Friday, good search weekend. Hope everybody's having a good one. A little bit of a smaller arena stream today since we got a lot of people pulled for the, both Nox and the main Magic channel are on. But we'll probably be going longer than both of those. I'm sure we'll pump up later today. What matchup is Deadeye Tracker for? The Drake's matchup? Phoenix and Drake deck. Random Gunnerbone decks, where you might want to be exiling their graveyard. This hand's like not super impressive, but it's definitely in the realm of keepable. We need a source of card advantage like a Curious Obsession or a Thief of Sanity, but with discard spell into Lookout's Dispersal, it's definitely hard to mulligan this. So, the official Magic channel, hey, Skip Dash. Congrats on your raise, and thank you for the support. I appreciate it. The official Magic channel is likely boosting their numbers via stream embedding, which is technically not view botting and allowed by the Twitch code of conduct. We saw some other streamers doing that recently. Apparently, it's very popular in other streaming communities. Wild Growth Walker is very unfortunate for us here. How does that work? So the way stream embedding works is they make deals with websites to embed the Twitch stream in the footer of the pages, so people are being counted as viewers even though they don't know a Twitch stream is playing for them. So it actually works like, so for instance, if you go to my website right now, if you go to just my homepage, I have my Twitch channel embedded here. So if you're watching here, you count as a viewer for me, but it auto plays and it's muted. But you probably know if you're going to my website that you're looking for my Twitch streamer stuff about me, right? So like I'm putting my information in my own page. So what they do is they put it in web pages that are like bigger web pages that where people don't know and it's not obvious that they're auto playing a video. They are doing very well to play around Poisoner here. More streams of Jeff streaming Jeff when? Lol. We're doing raise bits, count me in. Also, does having an eyeball in your hand means you took it from the opponent and forced them into a life of piracy? The eyeball means that your opponent peeked at your hand. And congrats on your raise as well, Squid Squad. Happy Friday for folks. How do you win against Wild Growth Walker? By burying them in card advantage. Strap up a Curious Obsession or some other way to start generating 2-for-1s. We're not an all-in aggro deck. So we have tools to let us be competitive and grind out card advantage. Gross, they have a Thief of Sanity. I guess I have another Pirate Leak here. Better than Mana Leak for 100? Yes, please. So, like, we're kind of at board parity here, right? So, like, if I could just find, like, a Curious Obsession, we actually quickly get ahead. Can you bump Jund mid-range? Death Rage Shaman did nothing wrong. Love me some Jund. Loam is love. I got you on the Twitch Prime. Thank you for that. And let's give you a sword with which to defend the realm. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I think I just go ahead and trade here. I don't want to, like, take a bunch of hits on my health total. Sure. I mean, again, we're kind of in an okay spot here. They haven't found any of their power card advantage cards. Oh, we're dead. Got it, good. I think that probably means we're dead. It was good. It's good while it lasted. We need to draw a counter spell to stop this from coming down next turn, basically. Why do you think people are weird for asking for timeouts? We don't kink shame now. Just because you're not into what they're into doesn't mean what they're into is wrong. Come on. Come on now. Oh, beep. Seems great. Could use an evasive creature, but pretty good otherwise. This was a fantastic draw. Evasive threat as well as disruption all in one. Don't really care about Fine Finality. Let's take Vivian Reed here. Really hoping to draw a blue source next turn so we can strap up this Curious Obsession, have a dive down to protect. Kind of surprised to see them keep another copy of that, honestly. People often ask me if they can cut a land from this deck. The answer to that question is a resounding no. I'm gonna see a Crisis for 3 here as a blocker. Really? Huh? Are they just planning to Finality next turn? Is that the game plan? Alright, do we go for the gold? Who wants to go for the gold? And I could strap up another Curious Obsession and try and draw blue, because then dive down protects me from their thing. They might plan to adapt the Druid this turn. Yeah, that's true as well. That's true. So if we don't draw another blue, we're probably not winning the game anyways, so let's do it. Yikes. Oh, that's incredibly unfortunate. Lapis, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome. They have 2 copies of Fine Finality. For those wondering why I didn't just cast the Kitesail Freebooter. Many Magic the Gathering players asked, can we cut lands from this deck? To which the answer is a resounding no. Okay. We're playing 23 lands in this deck, Skip Dash. I agree that 22 is low. That's why I'm playing 23. And like, remember, not only am I playing 23 lands, but my deck is also playing cards like Curious Obsession and Thought Erasure to allow us... My deck is also playing cards like Thought Erasure to help us see more cards per game. So, like, this is a game where... do I just play Fathom Fleet Captain? I think I just play Fathom Fleet Captain. So we're looking to draw a counter spell or a dive down or a discard spell next turn. Kitesail Freebooter notably being a 2/3 here, which is good for us. Fantastic. Decline. Would like to draw a land here as well, ideally. Okay, not the end of the world. We got to 3, which is where we need to beat a maneuver. Stop it. Interesting. Protection. Okay. Always use protection, chat. Wild Growth Walker, Crisis, Cry. I really don't care about the Cry, right? Because I have a 2-3. Take your Crisis away. I would love a land on top of my deck. And again, like someone else had mentioned earlier, cutting Fathom Fleet Captain this matchup, this game's been such a good example of why I think Fathom Fleet Captain is good. I'm gonna go ahead and trade here, I think. Am I? Yeah, I'm not. I think this forces them to cry. If I trade, they don't have to cry. Once when I Sinister Sabotage and I blame you. I think I just pass. Yeah, still play Fathom Fleet Captain. Wanna Fathom Fleet Captain so that way if they rip a removal spell for this, I have other things going on still. Please attack with both your Wild Growth Walkers. Rats. So we're heading to a third game here. This is my favorite part about this deck. Constructed playable combat tricks. Yoink. I love pirates. I don't, they're definitely tier 2, but I just love the types of plays that this deck gets to make. Just the double kill your Wild Growth Walker, run you into the ground. Arrgh. And just like the best part about the combat tricks in this deck is they're not super telegraphed when you're playing them, so it's not just like, oh, they obviously have this. We could have a variety of things. I mean, with Discord integration, you could just basically use Discord as a friends list, right? So, I don't think they've stated a timeline on a friends list, but Discord integration's like a good placeholder in the meantime. This hand's like not amazing, but I think it's definitely in the range of keepable. Would really like to draw like a Kitesail Freebooter or a Thought Erasure by turn 2, but this is definitely not a mulligan. When you say tier, what do you mean? So in card games, players use tiers to describe how powerful decks are. So decks that they consider to be the most powerful in a given format, they describe as tier 1, and numbers bigger than 1 are generally referred to lower power level decks overall. Curious Obsession. Curiouser and Curiouser. Alright, let's just do this and see where we end up at here. Not blocking, so might as well attack. I actually can't see how long a specific person's been subbed for, I don't believe. Huh. Well, awkward. No disruption this game and just things to slam has been a little bit awkward for us. We don't, so in Magic, we don't have objective data through which to define tiers. So when I say something is tier X, that's just me using my intuition to define what that means. So the high risk play is Hostage Taker, the Chupacabra. The more conservative play is Hostage Taker, they're 3-2. So I'm gonna go ahead and Hostage Taker, they're 3-2 to stunt there, whatever. And like this way, they're encouraged to like kill my Hostage Taker if they have a removal spell still, but it's not just like the Savage Blowout that it would otherwise be here.
I didn't live through hell to lose to you.
That was a good draw. So do I just like smack here, make a pirate? I think so. A little, whether there is another reasonable deck that is between mono blue and this deck, like what part of this deck would be the first thing you'd want to add to mono blue? I feel like once you add cards like Kitesail Freebooter to mono blue, you might as well just like start playing the Pirates Matters cards hippity.
I've seen squirrels.
I feel like you get close enough to just like wanting to play the Pirates Matters cards that by the time you add black, you might as well just play Pirates basically. Because, like, remember, when you add another color, you lose the consistent mana to play a card like Wizard's Retort 2, which then means you want a card similar to that, which Lookout's Dispersal serves as. Hey, Ozzy Pants, well, congrats. And don't worry about me. Enjoy your new little one. They're actually pretty easy when they're brand new. Since they can buy back the Chupacabra. I mean, if they buy back the Chupacabra, that's the only thing they're getting back, so that seems fine for me. They don't get really difficult until they're a little bit bigger. I think I just do this and like grab a Branch Walker and play a Branch Walker. We're kind of grinding with their card advantage here, which is sweet. Hey, Tanuki Hero, thanks for checking out the sponsors. The Neo's good stuff. Hope you enjoy it. If they have Finality next turn, I guess I'm in trouble. Yeah, I'm in the market for that. I think there's a good chance they're still going to have a spell next turn. If they don't have Finality, we probably kill the Vivian. And if we kill the Vivian and play this Thought Erasure, we should be able to get the Thief of Sanity going, which would be ideal. So, they need, like, a removal spell on top of this Ravenous Chupacabra. And honestly, to get the Vivian off the table, we might even just, like, double suit up Curious Obsession on here. Or use this to, like, push it through. So we'll see. We'll see what they have going on. They have a bunch of cards we don't know at the moment. Hydra increases. Okay, so their Vivian's dead, is what we can take away from this. So let's start here and see where we want to go after that. Wow, the rest of their hand is not very good here. So I get to do this. Dive Down is excellent, so I'm going to leave that right there. How do we feel about Curious Obsession on my Menace token and, like, ship this at them? Yeah, I think I like that, actually. I'm going to put this on my Menace token, and then I'm going to ship... I could have double... I don't think I want to double Curious here. I think I want to be able to Dire Fleet Poisoner when they block a Hostage Taker. Alright, they're playing around that. That's fine. Like, I want the ability to leave this up and still have Dive Down, basically.
Not again.
Down, yep. Worth noting, they do have Memorial to Folly They do have Memorial to Folly to pick back up a Ravenous Chupacabra next turn as well. Yep. That's also a good draw. Hey, Clown Copter, thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people who can chip those Bezo bucks to every month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending them my way this month. That's incredibly aggressive. On the streamer's end, a Prime sub and a $5 sub are exactly identical. I see the same amount of support, revenue, income, return, whatever you want to call it, between both. I think I'm supposed to hit them. I think the play to win line is hit them and hope to find something meaningful. Like, I could just brick and die here, but I think I'm supposed to hope to find something off their deck. Oh, you know what? I should have put Curious Obsession on something. I was just so focused on what I was doing that I definitely should have put Curious Obsession on this. And it's not particularly close. So you are the people wondering why I didn't Curious Obsession, you are correct. Does every streamer get the same from individual sub? There's basically 2 tiers. So there's newer streamers or smaller streamers get a lower cut than larger streamers do. I probably should have done this before they drew the card for the turn. They draw another Crisis. That's brutal. Really wish I would have put Curious Obsession down last turn. I'd just be up a card right now. I think I think I just attack for 2. Maybe I'm supposed to strap Curious... Whoa, this block's absurd for us. Maybe I'm supposed to strap Curious Obsession to this and attack here. Yeah, maybe, I think that's wrong. I think maybe I'm supposed to put Curious Obsession on here to, like, force the block, because then once they clear through this, I, like, get to deal more damage. Or, like, get more card advantage going. Yeah, I think I should have I think I've used my Obsession very wrong this match. No blocks. Dead to Finality. Alright, get 1 shot off my deck and 1 shot off theirs. Or 3 shots off theirs. Unfortunately, that Vraska's Contempt is a card that I really like to have right now. So they have to block here or they're dead. This deck just generates tight games of Magic. Just like lots of really close back and forth type games. So Vivian reads a live draw, removal spells are live draws. Alright, hit number 1. That's a brick. Bye, Felicia. All right. Survey says. Oh, we did it. Oh, that was a tight game. Tight set. Good back and forth overall. So thoughts on Pirates overall. I think this Spell Pierce is probably kind of cheeky, and I think Hostage Taker is just kind of absurd in the format right now, and I just want all 4 in. Also, like, look at how clean all these 4-ofs are. They're great. I think I want to put 1 Cast Out or 1 Price of Fame I think there's enough angels in the format right now that just like having one of these is like good insurance. Like Fame plus Hostage Takers is probably enough. This deck has a tough matchup against Mono Red. Mono Red and Mono White are the hard matchups for this deck. This deck's good against Sultai, Control, and Nexus of Fate decks are the places where it really shines. So I don't think it's unwinnable against those aggro decks, but I think it definitely is medium-ish. I think this deck has a good matchup against Mono Blue as well, though, which is nice. If you wanted to hedge the aggressive matchups, you could definitely put some of your anti-aggro cards in the main deck, like Fungal Infection and Cast Down are your ways to kill things. So, honestly, there's a chance that Fungal Infection might just be better as Moment of Craving now, too, because previously I was boarding in Fungal Infection against the green-black decks, but because those decks have changed into Sultai and they have Krasis, I don't board in Fungal Infection there anymore. So, yeah, I think I'm actually going to swap that. I think that makes sense. I think 3 Moment of Craving is probably fine. There's already Blue-Black Pirates on my website. I'm going to go ahead and update the list on my Stream Decker now, and then later tonight, the list on my website will reflect this one with the changes we just made here. And again, like, at the end of the day, people hear me say, like, this matchup is close, or it's a little bit hard, and then they make a ton of changes to the deck trying to fix that bad matchup. And remember, every change you make has a reaction to it. You can't change 1 or 2 cards or like change a playset of cards without making other matches worse. I don't think so, Endo Crisis. I think there are more than enough matches in the format where you want Hostage Taker that playing 4 main is more than reasonable. I also disagree with you that our land count is not sufficient to play it. I think if you're just looking at 23 lands, you are right. 23 lands isn't really enough to play this many 4-drops, but I have Thought Erasure, and I have Curious Obsession to draw additional cards, which means 23 lands is fine. I get it, you brick sometimes, and it feels bad when you brick, but mathematically speaking, our deck is fine to play 4-drops. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of close matches in this format. Like, if one deck dumped on literal everything, it would be broken and everybody would be playing it, right? White aggro, Sultai mid-range, and then probably some form of red would be my top 3 picks. Esper Control's probably close, but I personally just don't really like Esper Control, so I'm biased.